I had a nightmare. Nancy Pelosi was in my house. I don't know why Nancy Pelosi, but that was weird. Maybe it's because politics are just very prevalent right now. Ugh. This is not my normal fare. This is my morning water. I'm trying to get the ice to unlock from the bottom because I left this container in the freezer. But this is lemon with bitter melon gourd infusion because I have diabetes. You'll notice in the other videos I'm normally drinking like a soda or some kind of a cocktail, and that is because I have diabetes and I can't drink those all the time, so I limit myself to how much sweet things I drink. This, I mean, that's not a lot of ice in there for this water, but it's not making the water cold because it's frozen to the bottom. But I mean, the bitter melon gourd packet is frozen in there, and you want to leave that in there to steep it for a while. Like, do you steep without heat? Anyway, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a bunch of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. Oh, and this is actually a scale. I used this for a video recently, and I mean, dreams disappear from your memory very quickly, so I need to make this video right now. It's just, or the dream will fade. 2 hours from now, I will have forgotten this dream. So I was sleeping in the dream in my old bedroom from when I was a child, although the desk that I have in there now was still in there. And Nancy Pelosi kept coming in and out. And I had some kind of I was in school for something. I had some kind of assignments that I had. So this is a real bad nightmare. And I remember I kept winding up putting something over my head that suffocated me. And I would pull it off and I would put it on. Then Nancy Pelosi started cleaning the room. And I went, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm cleaning up this rental." I go, "This isn't a rental. This is my house. I've lived here since I was a child. My mother owned this house and then she died and now I live in it." And, she was like, oh, okay. And it was just, that happened, or the whole thing with, I kept, for some reason, putting this thing over my head. It was like a paper helmet of some kind, and it was brown, and it would start to suffocate me, and then I'd rip it off, and I was sitting there, why do I keep putting this on my head? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Then my sister came over and she had one of my cats, but my cat was covered in worms. No. Okay. Then I was in the backyard, okay, and there was a run between my place and the next place. It wasn't my house, I guess, because it was the same kind of color of brick as the walls, but there was this brick wall thing, and there was a gate. You could go into the gate, and there was a run in there. And there was a break in the wall beyond. You could get into the neighbor's property. And the neighbor had a dog. And, one of my cats saw a wedding bouquet floating through the air because it was a very small, light bouquet, but it had black flowers. But, I thought it was a wedding bouquet because someone had thrown it. And then my cat got it, but she wound up taking it to the neighbor's property and leaving it there. So I couldn't get it. This was one of my cats. And then I was back in the bedroom with Nancy Pelosi. And Nancy Pelosi left, which made things a little more normal. But my sister showed up with somebody else. I can't remember who. And she had one of my cats. But my cat was covered in worms. And I go, "What happened to you, sweetheart?" And I was cleaning her off. And the worms had apparently eaten all of her fur, but she had gotten some kind of a big wrapper to some kind of candy with a dog with blue eyes on it. And I cleaned her all up, and I tended to her wounds as best she could. And then I woke up. And I looked around, and I, fed my animals. And then then I came in here. Well, I used the restroom, then I came in here. It's always good to use the restroom before making these videos because as a result of my diabetes, I can wind up having to urinate rather quickly. So that's just one of those things. And for those of you uninitiated, bitter melon gourd is it's a gourd, obviously, and it's not easy to find. So I went out and I got some bitter melon gourd tea. And bitter melon gourd is supposed to have a plant version of insulin. So, my body is not making insulin terribly well. So I'm now infusing my water with this bitter melon gourd to kind of give it a break. It's what it is that we as human beings drink a lot of crap or eat a lot of crap, and it's what people have told me. I don't know how true it is, but what people have told me about diabetes is that if you keep revving your insulin protocols in your body, they eventually don't work as well. So what this is it's a mild amount of insulin being given to my body at all times, and taking that mild amount of insulin would theoretically give my body a break. So it's like you think of those glands as an engine, and when you say you drink a soda, your blood sugar spikes, and that engine goes, fires off hard in order to deal with the issue. Well, bitter melon gourd is supposed to put it at idle, I guess you would say. I mean, it's a bad analogy, but basically speaking, I'm a type 2 diabetic, which means it's something that happened to me. It's more likely to be environmental than it is biological. Although diabetes does run in my family. Okay, we're all big fat slobs. So, this should take the pressure off of my body. And the reason I don't make a hot tea is because bitter melon gourd tastes terrible. As the name would suggest. So one of the things I do is I drop my bitter melon gourd into some water and I let it slowly infuse. This probably gives me a lot less of what I need, but it also doesn't taste disgusting. Now, people have said, wow, this went on a weird tangent. Well, you're probably saying that now, but people have said that bitter melon gourd is like a fire extinguisher for diabetes. Okay, the best thing to do is not have the fire. All right, but that's eating regular bitter melon gourd. If your blood sugar was spiking, bitter melon gourd tea would probably be better than nothing. But it's not going... I mean, this is not like a rescue medication or something. This is there we go, finally. The ice came up. Infuse, you ice, infuse. But yeah, bitter melon gourd is not something you should try as a medication for diabetes. It is something you should take basically as a dietary supplement along with a healthy diet. So it's like, I still have to restrict my candy, my soda, anything with sugar in it, my breads. It sucks. A lot of what we would think of as a normal meal is now something I can't have because I'm a diabetic. But it's like drinking this before I have my breakfast is fine. Drinking a Coke before I have my breakfast would be really harmful. And this is actually slightly better than normal water. So, but the question then becomes, well, what do you have for breakfast? The best thing for me to have for breakfast right now would be a salad. Okay, and I don't have any fresh salad on me, so I do have some cabbage and some carrots, but I don't want to make a carrot salad. So I could also, have like a smoothie. Well, a fruit smoothie would have a reasonably large amount of, would have a reasonably large amount of sugar in it by virtue of what it is. Anyway, so to try to weave, I guess you would say, to quote a certain president, to weave things back to the dream. What's going on in my dream? Politics are a big part of my life. I don't know why Nancy Pelosi particularly. I I knew it was her because my brain told me it was her. I never got a good look at her. And my understanding is that she is taking a lesser view in politics because she is aging, and I don't even know if she's still a politician, be flatly honest with you. Never followed Pelosi. I remember like the talking about her on SNL, but she was a prominent Democrat, as I recall. I could be wrong, but Pelosi is likely symbolic of the past, and the past right now looks a lot better than the future. Okay, so there's that. The invasion or the intrusion into my personal space. You know, this is a one, I didn't like Nancy Pelosi there, but she was cleaning my room, so I can't argue with that. And then there was the fact that I was suffocating. I mean, the sleeping part was, yes, I was sleeping. My brain was probably more awake than it should have been. So it knew that I was sleeping, I was in bed, I was in a position where I was, sleeping. So that's easy enough to explain. And then my sister and my injured cat. Well, those are just two things that I have a lot of anxiety about, because my sister is trying to, kick me out on the street. She's been doing that since the year 2000. 24 years, ain't got it done yet, but she's still trying. She'll never stop trying so long as she's breathing, So yeah, this was a dream about anxiety. Dreams are, well, we don't really 100% know what dreams are. I mean, what is a dream? There's the basic two definitions of a dream. One definition being, what the images your brain shows you, or you couldn't say images, because they're not always images. You can dream in sound, you can dream in feelings, you can dream in temperature. So it would be the stimuli your brain feeds you at night. Hold on one second. Sweetheart. Okay. Wanted her to use the other litter box, but dreams are or the two definitions of a dream is, one is the stimuli your brain feeds you at night or when you're in a sleeping condition, and the other one is your hopes. Okay, I dream of a day where I can resolve my mother's estate. It's been 35 years, and it's not been resolved, almost to the day today. So it's been a real shadow over me for my whole life. And then, there are these weird things called dreams. And one speculation we think dreams are is that a dream is your brain rationalizing irrational situations. So the fear, the anxiety, that's what a dream is. I don't know. Could be true. Could not be true. I will say this much. I sat there and I said, I'm not going to stay up as late as I used to. I'm just going to go to bed. And I don't even know what time it is. I'm in here making a video because my natural instinct is to always make a new video. Because there is that dream that this will become profitable, that this will, supplement my income and possibly even be the reason that I could resolve my mother's estate. I don't believe that, but it could happen. Anyway, thank you for sharing this moment with me. I'm Richard.
Oogog, Ergonog. Daniel Ducky say YouTube gods need long outro so I can tell you comment, like, and subscribe so that this channel can pull trash out of ocean by buying matrices from For Ocean. Also, links to new video now appear. Comment, like, and subscribe, or be cursed by Ugatha. Daniel Ducky approves.